Okay. Beta. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. What's it up, baby? You already know. Big Boss Hog. Boss dog. K-Po through the door. Hit the top of the box. Forget about solidical. Touch no last. Good people do. Don't have yourself. Caught him in the fight line. Made me mad. Peak game metaphors on what's one. Shakur Stevenson's defense is the reason why fighters don't want to fight him. Let's talk about it. So I had a brother comment, and he wrote an essay, a paragraph. I actually read it, okay? He sat there and said, look, if Tank fights Shakur like he fought Frank Martin, Shakur is basically going to dominate him. Okay. I'm here to tell you it don't matter how Tank fights Shakur Stevenson, okay? For starters, Shakur Stevenson don't have a jab. He don't utilize his jab enough, okay? He don't throw his jab, okay? He don't throw a lot of jabs. Even his own people said that. Bernie the cheerleader, he said the same thing. Shakur don't have a jab. He don't have a consistent jab. So you got to be able to utilize that jab to keep a guy like Tank off of you, right? That's boxing one-on-one, right? When you got a dude that got power, what you need to do is utilize your jab so you can keep that person off of you, right? That's going to set up everything else. Shakur Stevenson don't have that. Also, Shakur Stevenson tries to do a makeshift Philly shell, okay? And I'm here to tell you, that's not going to work against a Gervonta Tank Davis, right? So that's another flaw. Now, I'll say this. Tank does take time to gather data on his opponent, right? We're going to keep it 1,000. He takes a lot of time to gather intel and data, so he take rounds off, right, in the beginning. But once he got you figured out, he start cracking. You know what I mean? That's just the truth. So when you see a Gervonta Tank Davis, you know, and you looking at this matchup, I can see how somebody could be like, oh, you know, Shakur could be up on the cards on Tank. That's true. He could be. But this is the ultimate test right here. How are you going to keep Tank off of you? How are you going to keep him off of you? You don't have nothing to keep him off of you. Nothing. You don't have anything. And then your hands are brittle. Your hands are hurting. Right? You just hurt your hand again, both of them, trying to knock out the electrician. So, boxing one-on-one is, you have to gain respect in that ring. You have to have something to keep your opponent off of you, right? That's boxing one-on-one. See, all y'all want to talk about is, oh man, Shakur's defense. Shakur's defense is really not that good. I told you that. He go back in a straight line a lot of the time. He don't really bend at the waist. You know what I'm saying? He don't do that. He go back in a straight line. And this is what he doing when he going back. This right here. That's it. And if you double up on something, he may, and then dip down, pause. But that's it. That's all he doing. All I'm saying, that's not going to work on the Tank. Because Tank going to start off throwing a jab and then change the angle and then catch you with a hook. Then what? So I'm just sitting here saying, Tank going to touch him. And normally when Tank touch you, pause, your lights get cut out. You know what I mean? Shakur don't like being hit. That's why he's so defensive, right? That's not going to work on that elite level. You got to let your hands go. You know what I mean? And him being so defensive, right, it's not going to keep that young bull off of him. I'm just keeping it 1,000. Y'all can get upset, get mad at your mama. Don't get mad at me. These are the facts. Okay? And this is the difference between Boss and y'all. Boss a fan of boxing. So you're going to hear me, when I talk boxing, I'm going to talk about how good both fighters are. I think Shakur Stevenson is a hell of a boxer. He's very talented, you know what I mean, as a boxer. You know what I'm saying? Very, very talented. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hold you. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about having one of the best boxing styles in boxing, that's Shakur. But when you get in that elite level, you got to be like water. You got to be able to form and conform to anything to get your hand raised. Shakur Stevenson can't do that, right? What do I mean by that? Let's say Shakur Stevenson got to be a dog and let his hands go and walk him down and stalk you and knock you out. He can't do that. And he's not going to do that because he's going to get injured. He's going to hurt his hands, right? And then he's going to start trying to be defensive. Shakur Stevenson's best bet in this Tank fight is to just not get hit. That's his best bet. That's the only way he win on points. You know what I mean? But the thing is, he gonna get hit. And when he get hit, how is he gonna react to it? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand, bro. I'm not saying this because this is what I hope. I'm saying this because these are facts. We can't deal with fictitious what ifs. If Tank fights Shakur like Frank Martin, if my aunt had nuts, she'll be my uncle. We can't deal with ifs. We can't deal with myths. We got to deal with the facts. The facts of the matter is this. Shakur Stevenson don't got a jab. Shakur Stevenson go back in a straight line. Shakur Stevenson don't move his head enough. Shakur Stevenson don't got nothing to keep Tank off of him. Nothing. So all I'm saying at the end of the day is what he gonna do? He gonna do what he did with Edwin De Los Santos? Edwin De Los Santos can't cut off the ring, but Tank can. Edwin De Los Santos don't got high boxing IQ, but Tank does. So all I'm saying at the end of the day, I'm not saying this to big up Tank, because the flaw of Tank is he take rounds off in the beginning, right? Sometimes Tank is a little too aggressive. Sometimes he's a little too impatient. You know what I mean? So those are flaws of Gervonta Tank Davis, right? Sometimes he get hit with unnecessary stuff. You know what I mean? But we've seen Tank in there with punchers and stuff like that. You know? We've seen the difference. There's a difference between Shakur in there with a puncher and Tank in there with a puncher. So when Tank is in there with a puncher, right? It depends on who it is and the game plan. Like he was in there with Rolly. He boxed off the back foot. He set a trap. And then he caught Rolly. He countered him. Right? That's what he does. He was in there with Ryan. He was dipping under that left hook. You know what I mean? Lateral, side to side. Moving good head movement. Right? Countering Ryan. That's what he did. So he had many different game plans to beat these guys. Shakur fight the same in every fight. Every fight he fights the same. He gonna box. He gonna be elusive. And I won't even say elusive. I'll say he gonna run. That's what it is. He fight the same every fight. That's the difference. You've literally seen Tank switch his style up. Now, most people, when you don't know boxing, you're going to say, oh, he just knocked him out. He just knocking out everybody. He a knockout artist. He looking for the knockout. No, he get the knockout when he knows it's there. Because he knows boxing. He can sit there. How many fights have we watched and you hear Tank say, hey, he wound it down. He wound it down. He kind of, he burning out. It's time now. You see what I'm saying? You got to have boxing IQ to know that. Shakur Stevenson in the Ultimate Hunion fight was like, oh, he wavering. I'm going to get him. Now I'm going to stop him. And then he didn't stop him. So all I'm saying at the end of the day, to keep it 1,000, bro, is like this. Right? Let's pump our brakes, man. Shakur Stevenson's a good fighter, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this to big up Tank or nothing like that. But we got to keep it 1,000. We got to keep it real. We got to keep it trill. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to call it like it is. If I see your comment, you let me, and you saying stuff like that, you let me know you're not a fan of boxing. You a fan of fighters. You a fan of Shakur. Okay? You know, and me, just because I'm sitting here and and you notice I only do this when it comes to Terence Crawford and his clan. Because when it comes to Terence Crawford and his clan, nothing that the other fighter does matters. Nothing that the other fighter does matters. It's like, oh, well, this, let's say Keyshawn does this, Keyshawn does this. He gonna do this to Tank. Okay, well, Tank does this. So how is he gonna stop that? How is he gonna stop? You know, it's always the attributes, the physical attributes of what that fighter has. Oh, Keyshawn punches hard. Oh, Keyshawn does this. Okay, cool. But how is he gonna stop this? Nobody got answers. How is he gonna stop Tank? How is he going to stop Tank's jab? How he going to stop Tank from countering him? How he going to keep Tank away from him? How he going to do that? I need those answers. How are you going to do that? When it comes to Shakur, how is he going to keep Tank off of him? How? I need y'all to break that down scientifically. How can he prevent Tank from cutting off the ring? How can he prevent Tank from landing that shot on him? You gonna get hit. So how he gonna do it? The only way Shakur Stevenson beats Gervonta Tank Davis is on points. And let me say this. He can beat Tank. I've said that. He can. But he can't get touched. Right? That's his only problem. He can't get touched. And I'm telling you, he gonna get touched. Pause. And when he get touched, you know what I mean? It might be sleep. Terrence Crawford gonna be mean mugging in the crowd. He probably gonna want to come in and fight. Because you know how close all these dudes are. They close. For some reason, they are oddly, weirdly close to each other. All of them. You know what I'm saying? I got homeboys. We ain't rocking like that. You know what I mean? Like they got some like weird bromance stuff. That's some let me chill out. All I'm saying at the end of the day, keep it 1,000, keep it true, coming down working with Will, man. Is that when you talk about this Tank versus Shakur fight, I need you to scientifically break it down. How is Shakur going to stop Tank from cutting the ring off? How is Shakur not going to get hit by Tank, right? How is Tank going to be able to cut the ring off? These are the things that I want when you start breaking these fights down. Don't sit here and just put on one side. That's the problem with y'all. Then y'all want to say, oh, you're a Tank fan. I'm a fan of boxing. I've always been a fan of boxing. When you sit here, what channel do you know? And anybody that been on my channel for the longest time knows, from day one, I've always broke down physical attributes of both fighters. I've always respected both fighters. I just decide who I feel like gonna win based off their attributes. That's it. But because I didn't go with your boyfriend, right, it's a problem. Man, come on, man. Y'all boys need to man up. But Boss gonna continue to expose y'all, man. Your comments let me know everything. Boss gone.